We're almost there. We're now at the very end, last chapter, answering a simple question: how to control. We have spent money, we have set activities based on objectives, objectives based on analysis, and now it's rolling down and maybe more clear by now. But finally, don't forget, we have to analyze also and control what have we done. Is it properly done or not? Speaking about control procedures, we have to look at a few elements here which are important. They're brief but important. First of all, control bodies. Do you have in your marketing department, or do you have in your small and medium enterprise, somebody besides you that discusses with you the control of the business? Whether it's quantitative elements, like for example sales. Is it activities that you have promised to do and you haven't? You promised, you thought to hire a PR agency, for some reason you haven't. Do you have a counterparty to discuss these elements? It can be in a small business, your accountant. Once every quarter you can discuss these activities. But it's best to have few people who are less involved than you in the business. They have an opinion, they have their own experience, and they can be with you, what we call a control body, which meets very clearly in a very organized manner, for example, every second Monday of the month. And then you can describe a situation, you will get a very good feedback. More bodies, better it is, until a certain level. For example, dealing with innovation. Can you have few people within your company, within your association, that are talking about innovation? Can they control the level of innovation? How is it advanced or not? So it's not only talking about budgets and money. Control tools. What are control tools, do you think? Control tools? Reports, surveys. Some of the surveys we have mentioned throughout, especially the first chapter, analysis. For example, I want a satisfaction survey. I want to know whether I'm catering to the needs of my customers, consumers. Another survey can be, for example, around positioning. What do you think of me? What do you think of my competitors? Let's see if there is a gap. Again, a perceptual gap is a term you know by now. I can ask basic questions, for example, if I'm busy, if this place was closed, where would you have gone? Which means competition. I need to know these pieces of information through things like surveys. We're talking here about internal surveys, which don't cost you really money, or external ones that you have to really take an agency to prepare a questionnaire, to be out there in the field, to do a field research, and to get qualitative or quantitative data. Quantitative will be a survey sent to 50, 100 people. In a large corporation, it could be 500, a sample of 500 people. If it's qualitative, you can sit down with few people and have an in-depth interview. It all depends how much money do you spend on this. And this, of course, is mentioned also in the budget, marketing budget. How much do you spend on research? If it's nothing, you don't have that. Milestones, if you take next year's calendar and you can locate the relevant dates, which in advance you know are relevant for you, for sales promotions, to start a campaign, to launch a new product, it is very important to know this in advance. You cannot wake up in the morning and say, oh, wait a second, today is a certain day, no smoking day. What can I do about it? Today is the International Women's Day. What can I do about this? Today or tomorrow is Independence Day. What can I prepare for that? You can prepare a year in advance your activities, also according to certain dates which go into a large schedule, diary, a yearly plan, and this we call milestones, the important dates. It can be every Thursday throughout the year. It can be every Monday throughout the season, if it's a seasonal oriented business. And finally, if you reach this level, you have succeeded to understand what marketing plan is all about. can you revise, can you update your criteria of success? In a new business, it's always the return on investment, liquidity, basic terms which are financial. As you advance in life, as you advance in professional life, again, you think about marketing, and you have seen how to do that. You can try and revise that, and to challenge the numbers. For example, we would like to achieve a higher level of satisfaction. We would like to achieve a lower rate of complaints. Okay, it's still numbers, but it's not only about money. So we hope that you realized, as we started, that management is all about planning. Planning is the first part. Management is all about executing. It's about mainly the third chapter. Management is also about controlling, is the last chapter we've seen. On the other hand, we realized we are answering the levels of planification. We are planning. We are marketing planners. This is why we call it a marketing plan, which is a part of a business plan. We realized we're talking here about a key term which is a bit problematic, strategy. We spoke about one model that describes a little bit what strategy is when marketing isn't concerned. We spoke about tactics here, many small activities to do, all the level to say who does what, when, and how much does it cost. We called it Gantt table. And finally, we spent money here. We have a budget. We have done a budget. We have planned a budget. How can we control that we've done it properly? So finally, you have all the capabilities now to write yourself a marketing plan. And as you realized, most of the time we have spent is the first part. It's all about how to think about marketing, how to prioritize the different activities, and then how to spend, again, the resources accordingly. If you realize marketing is all about prioritization, if you realize the difference between marketing 50 years ago and today, and we've given you some of the tools, updated tools, you can then succeed. And marketing plan, do it yourself, is really what we want to achieve. If you're able to understand that to the level that you are holding soon, a marketing plan of your own, that thanks to this methodology you have done, congratulations. I have to thank you for being here. I have to thank you for listening. And I have to thank you mostly for your trust that this marketing plan will carry you onwards towards success.